What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Kenny Porter. Kenny Porter went ham on a member of the LDBC in a club in an area where an altercation broke loose between Kenny Porter and Fred from Barbershop Conversations. We know that Kenny Porter already warned him. So we know this wasn't a threat. And it wasn't a threat because if you warn someone something and then you do it, that's not a threat. That's a promise. Okay? You warn the person what you're going to do. That's a definite. Now, Kenny Porter is the manager of his son, Shawn Porter. You know, two highly respected people. In fact, I look at Kenny Porter and Shawn Porter, you know, probably one of the most outspoken examples of the best side of the PBC. You know, because Shawn Porter's fought a lot of people. You know, he's fought Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, you know, so he's earned his keep. You know, Kell Brook, you know, another, you know, Dennis Ugas. He's been in there. His resume is solid, and he's a respectable dude. You know what I mean? He's not one of those guys that talk shit. He's not that type of dude. But his dad is a little on that wild side. You know what I mean? You can tell his dad is a little rough and tough, and you can tell he's no slouch. You know, he trains his son. What do you think? That means he can't fight? That man eats, sleeps, dreams, assault, combos, angles, okay, distance. Look, when he slapped that boy, Fred knew he didn't want any of that. He knew that. But then you can't blame Fred at the end of the day. You know, well, you can. I mean, because he shouldn't have been in the situation and put himself in the crosshairs of Kenny Porter, you know. But, I mean, maybe he just thought Kenny Porter was talking trash and, you know, just, you know, threatening him, not really going to do anything, you know. But Kenny Porter showed him, like, hey, I told you when I see you, what you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? You know, and it just shows you, look, a lot of people think that, you know, these people that because they're successful and they have a reputation, that they are not, or they can't, or they're not possible of doing certain things. You know, people thought that about Mike Tyson too. That's why people constantly picked on Mike. But pretty soon people got the point. Like, don't fuck with Mike. You know, this guy's a boxer. This guy, you know, he knows his shit. He can punch you, more than likely kill you. You know, Kenny Porter, you know, I'm not, you know, is he anything like Mike? God, no. However, it's in the same ballpark, people. You don't go with someone that trains in a gym constantly, you know, and then insult that person and not expect that person, because you don't know where that person came from. You necessarily don't know Kenny Porter's background like that, you know, and I think he knows now. I think by this time, I think Fred just really needs to chill out, keep a low profile, you know, stop trying to be whatever he calls himself right now, and just kind of humble himself and just, you know, just chill out, because I think he's going after people where he's trying to pick fights with people that are way above his pay grade, regardless of how much he claims he makes. That's irrelevant, but they are way more important than he is, you know, and I think he really needs to take some humble pie and just, you know, calm down or do whatever he needs to do to squash that between Kenny Porter, because Kenny Porter is a guy that, do you think he cares about buying somebody a wardrobe for smacking them up? No, he doesn't care about that. If he wants to get and put hands to you, obviously, you know, Fred should have known, like, hey, this ain't the dude. But as soon as he knew, okay, this is what it is. Whatever I did to this dude, I shouldn't do that again. And I know pride, you know, testosterone or whatever, you know, that ego, that will get you beat the fuck up, you know. And with Fred, I think that you don't shit where you eat. And all those guys over there, he's picking fights with the wrong side, honestly, if you think about it. Kenny Porter and Shawn Porter, they're PBC. They're PBC stock, okay? So you're picking... I can understand if that was a DAZN dude or some dude from Top Rank, and you know he had beef, because a lot of times those guys don't really cover those type of network events anyway. But all of them that I guess they can, when they get off their other jobs or whatever, they go and, you know, they do what they can do. You know, they kiss ass and they, you know, and they brown nose and all that good stuff to get these fighters to, you know, to sit down for an interview. So I don't understand why he decided to pick a war or start some shit with Kenny Porter, of all people. You know, because Kenny Porter is a part of the PBC, because his son's a part of the PBC. So that's going to always bring some friction and some drama up if Fred happens to be somewhere. And let's say Kenny Porter, you know, don't want to let that go. Maybe Kenny Porter's like, you know, a street dude. Maybe he like his mentality like, hey, you know, I got you this time, wait till next time. So, I mean, because I know people like that. I mean, they beat you up and they go like straight up savage stalker bully mode. And, you know, but Fred, yeah, he got smacked. A lot of people are, you know, joking about it. I mean, it was somewhat funny in a way, but then the reality to it, the aftermath, this guy, if he wants to be a boxing reporter or whatever he claims himself, he's going to have to come around Kenny again. So we don't know how this and what this really done, you know, because there's only 2 or 3 things could happen. 1, Kenny slaps him, he calls the laws, they go to jail. 2, Kenny slaps him, he calls the laws, and goes to jail. 3, Kenny finds him, slaps him, he goes to jail. You know what I mean? Because it's like, unless he doesn't call the police, you know, and he's trying to handle this street, you know, he's going to the street with it. But I don't know. But Kenny will let you know that if you piss him off, which people need to understand. Even Freddie Roach, for example. You can't just walk up. Freddie Roach has Parkinson's, for Christ's sake. But do you think for a second you piss Freddie Roach off, he won't come punch you in your fucking face? Do you think that do you think he can't inflict pain? Yes. That motherfucker can punch. You know, Alex Ariza was the one that cracked that open. And he let him know. You remember when he Leonidas Freddie Roach that time? I think Brandon Rios, was fighting Pacquiao. I believe that's what it was. But Alex did that because he knows Freddie Roach, and he's been in situations and altercations like this before, you know. And I'm not just making this about Freddie. What I'm saying is, these guys that are involved in the sport, they train in the sport, okay? They have a history of knowing what they know to inflict pain, to bring someone down to the knees by their fists. You do not want to mess with those people. And in fact, Kenny Porter, he could have punched him, but he slapped him. You know, I guess insinuating that he was a hoe or something. But anyway, yeah, I think that Fred really picked the wrong person to become an enemy, because he knows his stable of networks, that's who their primary, what's the word? Their sponsor. Their sponsor, that's it. Client. That's their number one client, the PBC. That's the word I'm looking for. And I think he just needs to chill out, calm down, let bygones be bygones, and apologize for whatever the hell he did to Kenny Porter, because we don't know if Kenny Porter's the type of dude to stop. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this altercation. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.